Okay, we're going to go through again the assembly of the sorghum root mat system. So just to review briefly, the way it works is we have the two troughs filled with water on each side of the bottom tray, and then we use a board to support the plants, just a plywood board that we cut, and then we use the absorbent wicking paper and that dips into both tanks, and that brings water out onto the platform. And then the Weed-X material prevents the roots from growing down into the wicking material, and through the screen, standard window screen. And then the final piece is the egg crate, which gives a little growing room for the shoots so they're not crushed in the apparatus. Okay, and then also the cheesecloth. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and assemble the rig again. So you guys wanna go ahead? Okay, so first the wicking paper, we're wetting that, saturating that with just tap water. And the piece of wood is covered with plastic, but if you can find a piece of plexiglass or something else that's waterproof, that's even better. The wicking paper material is laid on top of the board and dipping down into the reservoirs, and they're trying to remove any air bubbles so that it's sticking flat onto the board. Now we're wetting the Weed-X or landscape fabric. And that just goes down on top of the wicking paper, and the roots will be directly in contact with the Weed-X. We place the window screen flat on top of the Weed-X layer. And then the seeds are kept moist with wet cheesecloth, 2-ply thickness, so open it up until it's double thick, so not fully open, leave it 2 layers thick. Everything is pre-moistened to prevent any water being actually absorbed from the seeds. And again, just any good growing sorghum variety or hybrid that you can get a hold of. Commercially prepared seeds are best, and make sure they're fungicide treated. That's very important. So first we're spreading the cheesecloth across the window frame and landscape fabric, flattened, and then 2 pieces on the edges to connect it, the cheesecloth with the water reservoirs. The room temperature in here is, I think, around 21, 22 degrees centigrade. Anything from 19 degrees up should be fine. Now the seeds are spread in a single layer across the screen. So make sure they're on top of the screen, within the screen frame. And that, so the greenish color is a fungicide that the seed company used on this batch. And they're being spread out in a single layer. Use just enough seeds to completely cover the area within the screen frame. And then another layer of cheesecloth on top of the seeds, put down the same way that the layer below the seeds was put down. Completely cover the seeds, of course. Trying to reduce any air under the cheesecloth, trying to have it in contact with the seeds. Pat it down a little bit like they're doing. And then one more piece on each end as a wick for the upper layer of cheesecloth. And then the egg crate goes on top of the seeds. The weight, 7-pound weight, goes in the middle. And then the entire apparatus is covered. We're just using a thick disposable black tarp, and then we keep the room lights off. And it's okay to turn the room lights on for a second if you need to get in the room, but keep the plants covered. Okay. And that's our setup. Thank you, Jing, and thank you, Melanie.